What up guys? Today we're going to be going through, do a little bit of a meet the rider. So here at Spoonworks we've been trying to support some of the local riders around the area. We've got Jon Riddle, Brad Webb, Riley Nelson. We give all of them some clothes just as a little bit of a thank you and of an appreciation for all the hard work that they do for us out there in the world. So tonight we've got Mr. Jon Riddle. Got a little bit of a list of questions to ask, and then following that we'll probably get out this week, hopefully in some dry weather. Go ride some skate parks, get a little bit of a Jon Riddle thing going on, and we've got Jon Riddle, just like I said just before 2 seconds ago. We'll start off nice and simple. What is your name?
My name's Jon Riddle. Jonathan Riddle, if you want to be.
Any nicknames?
Plenty. Jiddle mostly, and yeah, the Jiddler. Heaps of people call me Jiddle, I guess. 28, Cambridge, Hamilton, South Waikato. I got my first BMX bike at like the end of 2009. It was like a 2009 We the People crisis. I started off riding the BMX track really, just like on my, or like on the farm, down the driveway, skids and that. But I just had like a little pedal brakes rally. So at the moment I ride for Spoonworks obviously. I ride for We the People through the local distributor, Warrels up in Auckland. I ride for Gain Protection for like, pads and helmets and all that, and through Snow on Street. I haven't actually met the dude.
How did you get into riding?
I guess pretty much just from like riding to school. Well, because I went to school in the country, and my mate James, who I like, grew up with, he lived in town, and he used to race BMX. And then like I'd catch the bus into town sometimes to go to his house, and then eventually we moved into town. Started going to the same school. He was a year older, so he was already like riding to school. So I just riding to school and then like doing side hits on the footpaths. And he had a race bike, so sometimes going to like racetrack. And I did one race. I think I borrowed Josh Druce's knee pad. Or did I borrow his knee pads, helmet, and bike? Full brakeless BMX. This was probably like 15, 16, like full brakeless, like knee pads, shorts, like on the racetrack. Full face, just came second against like a bunch of little kids. I'm not very competitive at all. Nah, super competitive, like aggressively competitive sometimes. I think probably in the past it's been a bit detrimental to some of my actions, to relationships with the people. Like, I've definitely like come a long way from the old John of just like being a complete asshole. I've been trying to make that change, but I'm super competitive. Yeah, super competitive. Especially like just if Brad's even trying it, I've got to land it first, or like just like doesn't get nasty, but like we pretty much only land tricks because the other one is trying it. I definitely got real scared. Like on the Dirt Dog set, that was pretty gnarly. Like 316, the first one. That was sweet. The first session I had there, it was sweet. Like I 3'd it and then I 3-whipped the second one. And I was like, fine. And then I went back and was like, okay, I'm going to 3-whip the first one. And I got there and I couldn't even 3, and I was just 450ing it. Like, I 450'd it probably 3 times in a row. That was really terrifying. I don't know.
How big is that jump?
I think it's 60 foot.
Over rotating a 360
yeah,
or 60.
But I like rode it out, didn't crash somehow. As much as it might sound weird, like I'm pretty scared like all the time. I'm super like, because I've been hurt so much, like I've had like heaps of big injuries, like multiple shoulder surgeries, and like I just feel like I get hurt really easily. So I'm always like, as much as people might not think I'm like really cautious, I don't like sending stuff unless I'm like 100% I'm gonna land this. I definitely feel like I don't really push myself outside of my comfort zone that much. Like I'll let myself go like a little bit past it, but I'm still like pretty safe, which is why like I don't do the huge like hucked tricks. Like I'm always just doing like, I'm trying to be like clean, smooth, consistent stuff. I'm not trying to do hardcore stuff because I'm scared. Yeah, really. Like, well, I get hurt. Yeah, so much, bro. I don't know how many years it took me to do a flip. I feel like I probably only flipped like in my 20s, like early 20s, probably. I feel like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, so like 21, and I've been riding since like 15 or something.
Mm-hmm.
All the boys, like most of my mates down the skate park, don't even ride BMX, can flip out of the bowl. Like I've still never done a fly out flip at the skate park. Like I've flipped.
I feel you there.
I've flipped to like banks and like you flip if there's like a slight landing, sweet. Just a straight flip out the flat, bro. I've never done it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to. Like I was probably 21 and I was just like, I have to flip because I've been riding with you guys for ages and riding around people like everyone doing flips, and I was just doing 360s, and I still am just like doing heaps of 360s. I do a lot more flips now these days, but
Yep.
I'm still like a 360 guy.
Totally. Yep.
But back when Langers had the foam pit, I think it was like the roll in, there was a setup jump, and then just like
It was a tricky setup to try and ride in general.
Yeah, totally. We had some weird sessions there actually. It was pretty sick. Like it was a cool setup. But yeah, probably did like a bunch, and I think Langers was kind of getting pissed off, like just do it, man, like come on. Not like I was doing the flip to the foam pit, but I was just like, just being a pussy.
Scared to actually put it to dirt.
Because like the jumps at Langers have never been like small jumps. They used to be smaller back in the day, and we'd consider them small now.
Yeah.
But for like dirt jumps at the time, like they were still like pretty big jumps, and like definitely it was intimidating.
Yeah.
Probably get on them now and be like, what the heck, these are small as. But yeah, so my first flip was on Langer's second jump. I don't know how long was it, like 20 foot?
Yeah, I'm honestly not too sure. His jumps are actually really big because we measured the ones in the yard, I remember, and his first jump is 10 feet longer than my second one.
It's like decent size. It's not a small jump. It's still like an intimidating jump to send stuff on.
Yeah,
big enough that you can do big enough that you can do like hardcore big fronties and big backies, big threes, like whatever you want on it really, but not too small that like it's easy. So yeah. What was the question? When did you do your first flip?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you said 21.
Yeah. Like 21, like 7 years ago, bro. First like comp I have on memory was the Jedi Jam. I think it was, I don't know how many they had before that, like, because obviously like we never really left Cambridge like when I was younger, and like the only time I started really travelling around the place was like with Langers, jump in the van, go to PMP, or like the last Jedi Jam. I think they had the big double container roll-in, or even like 3 containers, however high it was. Must have been 2 containers. Step down, and then there was like two jumps, and like Nasty was there. It was sick. Yeah.
Colin McKay.
I'm not sure that like the only reason I know that because I don't like if I saw Colin McKay now, bro, I wouldn't know who he is. Like I've not grown
just
up.
a little bit of that slight different era. Yeah.
I've not like, and I didn't grow up like watching BMX and that like I came in and around the come up era where it was just like. That website was like that's where you get all the BMX. You sit on there all night. Like I missed all the magazines, and I missed all the like. And Colin McKay's not an old dude by any means, but like the only reason I like remember Nasty being there, and like Cooper and all those boys were there as well, was because I was riding with him. I was on his heat, and so he was like up there spraying his wheel with the Windex, like cleaning his brakes up, like. Watch this dude, like, jump in, does a 360 flip, like, yeah, it was sick.
I think that was probably the first event I met you at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you had a little grey helmet.
Yeah, the little, like, Nazi helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Josh bought one, and I thought it was real sick. So, because, like, Josh had it, and he was the cool guy, so I got one. And then he was like, no, this helmet sucks, bro. But I just ran it, because I couldn't afford another helmet, bro. So, and then everyone's like, yeah, bro, you got the Swazi helmet on, like, yeah, it was pretty bad. But no, that was a good helmet. It's specialised, a sick one, but it wasn't particularly trendy.
Yeah.
My favourite style to like ride, I guess like dirt jumps, trails, is definitely like really satisfying. But just for like most of the time, I just want to ride the skate park because it's like you can do whatever you want. But then I also don't really like a lot of the skate parks we've got.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of getting bored of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been riding Norton a bit lately, like riding a bit more like streety stuff and rails and just
different.
changing, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I found that the new Melville,
yeah,
that's not got what I want. Like small transitions, really big transitions. There's no like good middle ground, like stuff that. And it's like fun. Like I like riding it, but it gets kind of, you can't just like blast around ripping ears. So to answer the question, I'd say like dirt jumps more so than trails. Like I'd say my favorite thing probably is just like Spa Park, like a bunch of jumps and they're all just like easy to just throw tricks on. Like I love riding like Pegasus and that. Like I go to Pegasus quite a bit and
that's a cool
and that, but like some days you got to be so on at Pegasus. Like it takes names, that place, you know, like riding proper trails, like you got to take it seriously. And like I think like dirt jumps, and that's what I've like sort of come up riding with Langers and that. Like he's always had the backyard jumps, and like that's sort of what we've been exposed to, dirt jumps. At this point, I've kind of like slowed down a little bit with my riding, and like I'm trying to like enjoy it more. I used to just like try and ride as much as possible all the time, and I guess like more responsibility growing up in that. And not that I like really, I don't really take care of many of my responsibilities. I just
I'm a real responsible guy.
I use the excuse, like I would talk myself in these circles where I'm like, oh, I've got these responsibilities, I need to do this and I need to do that, and then I just end up going to the skate park. Like for me, it's just like it's the one thing where it's just like, this is fun, this is cool. Like I don't have to like worry about anything. I love like going to the park and riding by myself, but I definitely love like the social aspect of it as well. We've got the little group chats and stuff, and it's always like, yo, anyone want to come to the park? Like it's pretty cool. It's not the same as when we were younger, where it was just like, go to the park, there'll be 5 dudes there.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of social interaction. It's a little bit of just like mental freedom and a bit of excitement, really. Yeah, like yeah, totally. Like you and Langers for sure. Well,
yeah.
You know, like you and Langers were like a huge part of the Cambridge scene, and still are. We didn't really like have a generation to like look up to when we first started riding, and then we'd see the odd like Langers down at the park and stuff, and then like once sort of you came to town, and then it was like Hugh and Langers. You guys were like so many years ahead of us in terms of like the riding and what we even thought was capable. And obviously, like all the boys we've been riding with, I'm terrible at remembering names and people, so I apologise in advance if anyone's been missed out. But yeah, obviously, like a lot of overseas dudes like Innocent and that. And
those were the fellas I was expecting.
Yeah. Oh no, but like I don't know. I don't watch a lot of BMX.
Yeah.
Like I did a lot when I was younger. I definitely did a lot when I was younger, and like watching Innocent and Aiken, like I used to froth Aiken. Aiken was a huge inspiration actually when I was first started riding, and like why I did a lot of like, I never really did a lot of like tailwhips and bar spins. I do a lot of them now. A lot of them now it's just an easy fun trick, but you know I was always doing like trying to do the styly cool knack to turn down and like weird stuff like that, which I probably like given the right day I could probably pull out now, but I still used to really froth just like the people that I was around, like, and you know Brad Webb. I'm always riding with him, and I always want to be doing the same or more than what Brad's doing. Like it's the competitiveness. Like, damn, Brad's doing that. Like, I can't do that, or like I don't really want to do that. I got to work on something else. Like,
yeah.
So yeah.
I definitely enjoy watching it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun.
Awesome.
Like, bit of like. It's definitely like fun to be like competitive with each other, and like
you've learned how to be a friendly competitor.
Oh yeah, ish. It's still like
very ish.
It's still well. I think like it was quite good for me to like lose this year, because it's like I don't know. I think for Brad it was quite like it would kind of suck like. I'm a cocky dude, like, I'm not exactly like, I probably wasn't exactly nice, as much as I wasn't trying to be a dick to him.
Yeah.
Yes, being competitive, and we're on equal levels, or you know, a lot of the time he is a better rider, but on a certain day I might be a better rider, and I needed to take a hit and just be like, okay, actually, yeah, humble yourself a little bit, yeah, it was good to lose, even as much as it sucks, bro. I don't want to lose. I didn't do as well as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go way harder, because this year was huge actually for as much as it didn't really pan out as we expected it to with the whole situation, being that we were both riding together. It was us in the yard. All right, we're having a session. It came down to the last let's have a session. Whoever walks out at the end of the day is going to win. Between us, who cares about anyone else?
Yep. Yep.
XR.
Woo-hoo!
XR's coming back. I as I said, I got my first BMX bike in 2009. I didn't know anything about BMX before then. I didn't even I didn't know about XR was in Hamilton or whatever. I lived in Cambridge. I thought Hamilton was another planet.
Yeah, boy.
So this is
I used to watch it on TV. Hardcore excited.
I'm excited. Yeah. I don't think I quite I've never been to a competition like that. I've been to I went to a comp over in France, Trails comp and that, but it was kind of buzzy, kind of different. I think this will be pretty cool, and to know so many dudes now. I think if I'd been going to it back then, I wouldn't know nobody.
Yeah.
So I think now it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be so many dudes that I know, and it's just gonna be epic. Nah, I've thought about it, and I've had people say stuff to me, but at the end of the day, I was just the best guy. The Park Nationals, I was just the one who held it together the best on that day. I definitely wouldn't consider myself the best park rider in New Zealand, or at all.
Yeah.
I've never done a flare for starters, so am I even a park rider, bro? I can't flare. I can't remember the last time I did a tail whip air. I don't do bar spin airs. Those are all the park tricks. Nah, I'm not feeling pressure, because honestly, I don't even I just want to go have a mean time. And if any dudes come from overseas, I think that they're gonna just shoot me, and everyone in general. I don't feel like I've got a huge bag of tricks in the park sector. I can just handle myself, I think. Always obviously tried, I try to make my riding look clean and not case stuff and not overshoot stuff, and when I ride in a comp especially dirt nats or I ride in that park comp, I'm okay, how can I fit in as much stuff as possible, still make it clean, try not to pedal. I definitely think about that a lot, how's this going to look? Because if it feels good, it usually looks good. If it feels shit, sometimes it still looks really good. You won't not be happy with it, people are stoked.
Yeah.
So if it feels really good, it's going to look really sick.
Yeah.
That's a really hard one, because that's really hard. Can I put money on myself?
Listen to it, mate! Oh yeah, you're definitely up there.
I don't know, because obviously I know the guys that I think will really excel in this. I think there's Oscars from Queenstown. I can't even believe some of the stuff he does. Amon can ride anything. Bray, given the right day, he will destroy. He is a park assassin, but he is also very prone to absolutely getting way too excited and being add extra tail or add extra crazy spin, and then you're just bro, that was your first 10 seconds, and you've just crashed. But on the right day, bro, he's crazy. He's always crazy, but Brad and myself, I think we ride smart, and we have pretty good bag of tricks to be able to do tricks comfortably around the whole course. And Brad's got the 5s and the flares, and I've got the 360s. And if Jaden shows up and he's serious about it, he could easily win. But that dude's, he's wild.
Oh well, sweet as, mate. Should we have a bit of a wrap it up? Any shout outs?
Yeah. This has got to be probably worse than my shout out to all the riders that I think will win this year, who would I put my money on, because I have the brain of a Mentos. Shout out you watching this. Yo, shop watching. Yeah, that was a bit of dribble out my mouth. I don't know if I really answered most of the questions. Get pretty distracted, but at the meantime, we're sick. So, chat, like, subscribe, all that jazz.
You've got other sponsors to worry about.
Yeah, well, I've already had the request for a. Oh yeah, can you wear our shirt on at XAir?
They're only going to wear your shirt at practice, brother!